Hello, 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 and welcome back to New Cycle with Jack Blake. And today we have reached cycle 3, so we have unlocked a bunch of this stuff. And I am not really going to dive into that yet. See, here's something that is very important where it comes to this game, and that is it is ostensibly divided into two parts. Number one is the Banished Frostpunk style survival, and that's what we'll be focusing on today. And then you have the second part, the Factorio style factory and automation kind of gameplay. And if you follow the cycles, like you immediately try to build what's unlocked with cycle number 3 before you have prepped and like make sure that this works for cycle number 2. What happens is, yes, your automation goes up very quickly and you produce a lot, but you can't support the population. So you will hit a point where people die and are born at about the same rate. So, which means that you can't grow. So that's what we're going to try and prevent today. So we have the ability to have 80 population, right? So that's something we need to have. We need to have free housing. That is a prerequisite. On top of that, we need to make food. And we need to make more food in a day than we eat, like a lot more. If we go into the population here, we only have one class. We can easily look here. If we click here, the distribution is regular. It means that they need 47 per day. And that means that with the current production, we can triple our population. We can have 150, something like 100 and, well, what is that? 177 population. And we will be fine. So, what? Oh, sorry, yawning there. I slept bad the last couple of days. So, with that, we have the intro for this episode being we are going to make sure that we can have a lot of population. Number two, welcome back, and I hope that you enjoyed episode 1. If you haven't watched it yet, please go back and do so, because there are some like basic mechanics and stuff that you should learn there. This is a beginner series tutorial style thing. I'm trying to just show off how to set up your town so that you can grow it however you want. And last time we went through cycle number 1, we went through all of this stuff, all of the technologies developed, and then we developed all of these technologies, and we haven't started here yet. We will research some of these today, but not all of them. And we set up some new power generation with the windmills. We made sure to get like a lot of water with these wells in and everything. So if you like that, and if you enjoy the style that I'm providing, like, or that I like to record in, what you could do is please subscribe. It helps a lot, especially since I'm a new little tiny channel that needs a lot of subscribers to grow and to make sure that I'm seen and like get picked up by the algorithm. And also join my Discord, where we can chat and help each other out with the games that we play. And I play New Cycle. I have started a series in Satisfactory, and I've started a series in Tyson's Sphere Program. 3 of my favorite games right now. So, and if there are other games like later down the line that you want me to play, then we can talk about that as well. So, yeah, it's a whole thing. So, what will we be doing exactly today? We will start out with growing our water production. You can see we are producing 220 from the wells per day, but we're consuming 207. That is not good. That is way too close to the line. So what we will be doing is looking for more places to place these down. Let's see what we can find. There's one there. There's one. There's... Okay. So we kind of want to. Can I? Can I? Can I? Can I get both of these in one? It doesn't seem like it. Nope. And like finding a lot of more of these, at least where I can get at least two. Like this over here. There's two. Can I get both of them? I cannot. Here, two. Let's connect those. And let's go over here. I can connect those. There's two over here. Let's connect those. I will connect it up with the roads later, and because that is like generally like you want to effectively use every single water node on the map, and sometimes that's easy, sometimes that's hard, sometimes you're gonna have to place like down a single one, and you gotta be happy with that. And let's see, we have some of these that has like 3 nodes. That's really good. But yeah, some of these we need to basically accept that we will have to go like this and place down for a single node. And basically exploit every single water node on the map, because that is super important down the line. Especially when we start upgrading these wells, because we will get technology that lets us effectively use a lot, like use more mechanical water pumps that uses power to like drain water faster. And the problem with that is that you still have a limited amount of water per node. So if you run out of that water, the node becomes unusable. We want to distribute that weight, that pressure on the water as much as possible, so that no single node runs out, so to speak. There's a nice one there. I think that's it. I think that means we've covered pretty much all nodes. Might have missed some. If that's the case, just cover those later. But for now, I think we have... Yeah, looks like we have every single node. That's good. It means that we now have plenty of water production when they are built. Let's see where it ends up. We could see how much, but we have been limited by the storage capacity. So it looks like it's going down. It's not really going down. It's because it's, yeah, this one is, but it looks like it's going down because the storage is full. So we need to actually build more stockpiles. So what I'm going to do is literally just add this on here. A single one of these. I am going to draw a road out there so we can see how this builds up. I'm going to increase so we can actually see it build a bit faster. Storage is full, and storm. Storms make it a little bit like, yay, we got more power, but there we go. Now we have stockpile, and it immediately boom, went up like this. Say a lot. So this, like something to take as a positive note when a storm like this starts. You can see that it says in the description, stormy winds bring heavy rainfall to replenish groundwater resources. So we've been working with the water, right? So all of these nodes refill. Not necessarily to 100%, but they do refill. And they're not connected to roads, so they only give 56 per day. So we won't see this until another day passes by. So let's unpause and let it tick over. And you can see how quickly it goes up now. Now that it's full, and it will go boom and then hit, and immediately hit that. Because now we create 890 water per day. That is really nice. That's a good point to be at. That means that we have less than zero problems with water for a long time forward. Like we probably need like 500 or 600 people before this starts becoming a problem. Food production is our next point. We are making some good food, but not nearly enough. And how do we fix this? Let's go to our hunters' cabins or gatherers' cabins. Here we go. You can see we have now unlocked these. So what I want to do, we are making this, but I also want this. I want a lot of these because if we look in here, right now our recipe is using mushrooms and water. We can't switch to using only meat. There we go. So now one of them is using only meat and one of them is using mushroom and water. This will lower the pressure on both the mushroom and the water usage and take some of the meat production and turn that into meals instead. So let's go back to this. But what we also want to do, because this isn't enough, we want to put out 2 more soup kitchens so that we have 4 of them. That is the best. And let this build up. So we will be able to upgrade these soon, which means that our production is going to go up. So like having 4 is also gonna last you for a long time. It's more like when we start hitting like 300 or 400 people, we're gonna need more than 4. So for now, this is gonna be good. Then we will be looking at power production. We have put out 6 wind turbines here, but it is not nearly enough. We have 1 forge making here, that takes some power, like a single smith takes 80. I think when you upgrade this, it's gonna take like 700. One of these produces 60, 100, 100, 60, like not really enough, right? Oh, we got more people too, that's really good. Therefore, I am going to community utilities, go here, we can see this, and I will be placing down a large amount of wind turbines here. You can see, I'm just gonna smack them down. We're gonna hit a point where we don't have resources to place them. You can see there, they go red. I'm just gonna like ignore that. Keep placing them so that we have a wind farm that will last us for a while. So that's going to be like an ongoing project that takes all of our iron for a little bit. And then, like you can see, these are low now. What I want to do is look at our iron ore production. We get 288 per day. These use 18 per day. I have a feeling we can pump these up. These are working numbers. So I want to go into forge, and I want to place down my one here, right They have almost arrived, so we will get new population to add to this. Let's see how many? We get 10 workers. That's really good. That's really good. It means that we can go into this, get these in. Let's see, are there here? We can get another. We don't really need you yet. There. Unending preparation. If we need proper preparation to sustain our life here. One of the most important lessons. Prepare the stockpiles. So it says we need to have over 5,000 water and 1,200 simple meals. I think we can do that because we already have those. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. I'm not gonna like start using these yet. Get it completed. Now they're even happier, so that's more morale. So these just means we will get more efficiency. Really good. But yeah, basically, now that we have like placed all of those, then we can see, okay, where is our bottleneck? It is in the iron ingot production, which is why we're building this. This is where I want to place my last, yeah, I think it takes 3 there. There we go, some kind of thing. Make more of this. Here you go. Fix it. I'll save there. Oh, and we got more people. So we need to have 4 people now. And looking at all of this, we have now gotten the capacity from 92. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, because we really want to have the food. The food is like the big thing. And then, on top of that, we want to look at houses. So this is the area in which we can build houses. Don't want to copy that. I want to copy, not the person. I want to copy house. All right. So let's do this. I want to have another quad section thing here. See if I can place this in a somewhat good looking manner. And get this. It's gonna look fine. And I built another road. I want to have you go like this. Sure that everything's connected. You can see, like, and now we have a lot of it prepared. So we're just gonna build everything and see what happens to our. While it's building, I'm also going to like place out roads for everything. We'll be back when I have rolled up all the water production and I have gotten the housing and the power production and everything done. There, we now have everything built up, everything fixed, and this means that we have a lot of power. You can see how it's gone up. We have plenty of capacity, which means like we could quintuple our power usage and we would still be fine. So this is really, really good. So what are we looking at next? What is our next big thing that we should be looking at? We have made the houses, so we now have space for another 40 people. We haven't even filled up the houses. I think there, yeah, exactly. That's the last house to be filled up. That one. So once this is filled up, it will start filling up for here for another 40 people. I'm not really happy with just that. I'm actually going to place down another quadruple thingy here. Let's see. Let's take it like this. Have some fun shapes going on. There. And place road. And talking about roads, I have connected up every single, if we go, you see it goes in here to this well and it continues down here to another well, and then to another well, and it goes over, and you guessed it, splits off here, but goes to another well. So if I go in and I click road, you can see them up here. So the road is now kind of stretched across the map. And we like this, right? It gives us a lot of, like, it gives us a framework that we can use later. Like, there's another one, there's another one. It's a framework that we can use later for, like, how we build and how the town kind of grows. You can do stuff with this that I haven't touched on here, like with this, like letting go, like pressing tab so that you get the freeform thing. Like you can make a circle as your center and then like build in like spokes out from there. Like you can do so many different things by switching on and off the tab mode. I prefer, at least for now that I'm showing you guys all this, to build in the grid mode because it's a lot easier to plan out. Like it's easy mode. Like if you want to go for hard mode, you also try to create something that isn't like just efficient grid layouts. And anyone who's built, like you played any kind of city builder knows this as well. Like grids are the easy stuff. If you want to make a really good looking city, you also play with curved roads and like circles, and you try to think outside the grid, so to speak. And I will do some stuff. Maybe actually in a later series, I will like have it as a challenge for myself. I don't make anything that is just a straight road and build along that. Like always curve around the mountains instead of like building on a square around it and stuff like that. We'll see. We will see. But now all the houses are built as well. What is our next big thing? What do we need to prepare for the future? Because that's what this entire episode is about. Like build up to prepare for the future. First of all, we're gonna need more storage capacity. So let's actually go into this stockpiles and think about like where's our production stuff going to be. We're gonna have some production stuff over here. Let's tab it again. We're gonna have some production stuff over here. So this is literally just me thinking, like, because you can see these nodes that pop up. Those are mining nodes. I know that we have some oil. If I go into drilling layers, we have some oil over here. We have some oil over here. Where's a road network? So let's go like this. Mining layer. Let's check where do we have the resources. We have resources over here. Resources over here. There's some over here, but I haven't built out there yet. We're gonna do that later. This is literally just so that I can have like a easy visual overview of like where is our actual resources going to be. There. And as these build up, we will very quickly grow our storage capacity, which is what we want. We want to make sure that we can just keep increasing our stockpiles to stupid levels. Because that's what happens when you start doing, like, the big bottleneck down the line is that you spend, or you waste time not stocking stuff up. Because we're going to get building projects that are really big, that use a lot of resources, and we want to have the capacity to deal with those when they come along. So that's a big thing. The next big thing that we will be building is we will prepare for making paper. Okay, let's first check what this event is. Craft dedication. Method pool of know-how, but it remains underrated and unrealized. Train individuals with more advanced knowledge, practical experience in fields. And craftsmen. Mm-hmm. They will be built by competent hands. I would say go with this because it's more resource efficient. Build a technical boot camp. Yeah, it wants a lot of us. But that's not what we really care about now. Technical boot camp and stuff is where is it? Where is it? Over here. Oh, okay, sorry, here it is. Technical boot camp. It's actually what we are going to research now. We need this. I'm gonna start because what we want to do is we want to make paper. And to make paper in lumber mills. So we're going to shift click to copy, and we will make not one. Let's see, there, two. I'm gonna take and over row around this. Perfect. And once these are built, we will have two lumber mills that are capable of making paper. You can see as well the population just it starts booming up at this point. Like you get the generations growing up quite quickly staggers upwards. So it's very important to do this kind of stuff where you stop, don't build more production before you have food, water, like high living spaces. Um, like we are producing uh, hand leather here, but we're producing herbal tea so that the taverns can give that out and stuff like that. Like, because this is super important. Herbal tea increases morale, increases health, and slightly increases recovery rate for non-infected diseases, which means that they don't stay sick for as long. All of this is really, really important and really something that you should be spending time on. You can easily see in here like what they have unlocked. You can click on this to see your work class stats, and you can go into craftsman and see like we haven't even like started getting craftsmen, so like none of that. The specialists, we have none of that. But the worker, we can look, okay, we have negative 21 health. Why do we have negative 21 health? 20 of that is because of the season being winter. Let's see. Low distribution increases chances of sickness. So they somehow count this as low. Because of how much we are producing, for now I could go to extra. I could do the same thing with water. Like with the double there, I could go to the maximum because of how much water we have. That's no problem. That increases the morale. So let's see when this updates. I'm gonna speed this up actually to see. I want to see the update. And let's here. Plus I want to see the development be finished faster. And we have gotten a new day there. So let's go in here. Now we're at 48 morale. Now high distribution is good for people's health. Like this affects it uh, a better way. So even if it's a season, we have better health. This is something that keep an eye on and constantly like adjust up and down. Like even if you don't have the production for this, you can run it like this for a few days so that you get a good bump in efficiency and health and everything that will help us. And this specifically, like during the winter and stuff, I think this is a good thing to do because of the negative stuff that happens. You can see like we're still producing a positive amount of food. Water is still full stockpile. Nothing weird at all about that. You can see the stockpiles are starting to, they're finished. Like now we have 138,000 storage capacity. That's really good. So that means that we now have the big stuff out of the way that would prevent us from continuing to develop our civilization. And we really need to think like long term for all of this. So we need to be efficient with the resources. On that note, we have also reached a new cycle, but we have barely touched the one we've already. Like you can see, all of these. I mean, this one uses more power. The farms are more efficient than the ones we could build before, but we can also grow like grain and linen. We can start digging up sand, make glass, tin, or tin up, copper ingot, wire. We can upgrade our water pumps, but all of these needs bronze. So we need to be a lot more conscientious of how we distribute our resources because they are finite, and if we build too much too fast before we get the ability to make infinite of something, we need to be careful. And one of the big ones, especially on this map, like it looks like there's a lot of trees out here, but there really isn't. If we run out of wood before we can get infinite wood. Oh, there's a well I haven't actually connected up. Fix that. Let's grab from here. There we go. Like if we run out of wood before we can make an infinite amount, we are kind of screwed. Aid for our memory. Produce 400 papers. Yeah, so now I can go in here, go here, there we go. But at the same time, we can't do anything, we can't develop without using wood. And we don't get the ability to grow infinite amounts of wood until, let's see if we can even see it. See here, farm. Do we even have that yet? No, I don't think we get it until later. Cycle 5 acceleration. I think over here, yeah, this is the orchard. And this is in cycle 5. We currently can only research cycle 4, so we can't even research the orchard. Which means that we can't even get the infinite like wood production until we are in cycle 5, which means we need to survive on the tree that we have up until here. And it's the same thing, we can't actually get anything else infinitely. Like we can get some of it from here now, but we get the pit, so we can research the pit because then we can get stone and clay, and later on sand here we can get from the pit infinitely. But not everything is like that. Like iron, we that's not gonna be infinite. Like we can't. There's no building that just gives us infinite iron. No. That's not a thing. We do have ways of getting iron infinitely, but they are not something that we can scale up infinitely the way we can with like wood production or like sand or stone or clay. So we have to be really conscious of how we spend those resources and be, how should I put this? Like we need to be thinking very carefully about where we put them, and don't be afraid to shut down certain parts of your production. Like if you notice that, okay, I'm producing too much paper too fast or too much lumber too fast, either go into, like if you click here, you can change, so you can take, okay, we can't have 2,000 lumber stored up because that is too much. Then let's just set that to 1,000. So when it hits 1,000, it stops producing that, right? Because we don't want to run out of resources that will like literally make us lose the game. Like there's a story reason why you need to keep an eye on this as well, because they have interwoven excellently in this game. They have interwoven the story with the mechanics in a way that I really appreciate, and we will get to that later down the line. But for now, be very careful about where you use your resources. Okay. Other than that, we have finished up everything that we should in this part. We've started producing the paper, which is the big unlock. Everything else that we want to research, like you can see, start using paper here. It needs paper. It needs paper. No, this one doesn't need paper, but this one needs paper. It's paper. This one doesn't, but pretty much everything else uses paper that you're going to research. So this is a big thing, which means that I also go into the stockpile. Let's go and find paper, and let's set that to 10,000 because this is a big thing that we want to really stock up on as much as possible. There we go. Perfect. So, what have we learned this episode? Make sure you have all the water. That's the top priority. Make sure you have all the water on the map. Make sure you have plenty of food production. And make sure that you distribute it between resources so that you don't tax one resource too heavily. Make sure that you have the tools production to fuel all of this. I've done this by setting up a lot of iron production here to balance out, setting up another big need of ours, power, so that we can build more houses, so that we can have lots of population, because it grows very quickly, very suddenly. The paper production is set up. We have set up roads everywhere to make sure that we have a little bit of a layout for the next few episodes and for the rest of the series below. So, I will once again remind people, if this is fun to you, if you like what I'm doing, subscribe, join the Discord. We can start having a conversation down there. And I will answer any questions that I can about this in the comments, or like if you have suggestions, I'm happy to hear any feedback. I'm just happy that you watched the episode in the first place to this point, and love you guys, and see you next time.